What's up, good folks? Welcome back to my channel. This is your girl Bernicia, and I'm here with another recap for Love, Cabin Honey. Now we're on episode 2. Things have picked up a bit. I'm not gonna lie. This episode, mm, it wasn't too much going on, but if you paid attention, you got to know a lot more about the cast members' personalities. You also got to figure out which couples just completely doesn't work. Okay, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, so episode 2 picks up with Althea in the kitchen. Okay, so Althea's in the kitchen making her some coffee, whatever she's doing, standing in there in that one piece bodysuit, looking fine as fuck. Right, Trap walks in. Now, y'all watched last episode, right? So Trap walks in and he tells Althea that she was supposed to have made him a breakfast
Nigga, no.
sandwich. Mind you, the nigga said in his confessionals that he couldn't even remember her name. Now, you slept next to this girl. The least you could do is remember her name. But not only that, you sat up there and basically told the girl that you like dumb bitches, aka you feel like she's stupid. I don't like yelling niggas that look like him. I don't like no pretty ass niggas anyway, cause them be the main ones. It's so many flawed characteristics with those motherfuckers don't make no sense. But women, we do it to ourselves, okay? And we'll get more into that a little later, okay? So speaking of speaking of other couples getting up in the morning, we get to find out, a little bit about how some of the couples slept the night before, okay? Now, Sheila, unfortunately, had a horrible night, okay? John spent the night farting on her. Homegirl had to get out the bed and go. Now, that is an automatic fucking turn off. Nigga, we ain't even been together 24 hours, and you already farting on me, nigga? Like, for real. I shouldn't have to see that side of you. You know what? But then again, John is a whole nother character. Next, you have the girls. So the girls are in the Infinity Room. They're basically getting dressed for the day, and they're kind of talking about their night and whatever, whoop de whoop. And so Nisa talks a lot about. She talks a lot about Brian. Okay, now this is where I'm starting to see where who's real and who's not, who's genuinely looking for a connection and who's not. Okay, now as far as the girls is concerned, it does seem like Nisa is like genuinely looking for a connection. um the way that she spoke about Brian, it seems that she's really into him. And on the flip side, when the boys were having conversations about their girls, Brian talked really highly about Nisa as well. Okay, but my thing is, I feel like Nisa is a little bit more curious than Brian. Brian seems like he wants to settle a little bit more than Nisa does. I don't know if Nisa is just into him because he's who she's coupled with. I'm still trying to get a vibe on Lisa because something about the way that she talks kind of gives me fake. I don't know if y'all feel that, but something about the way she talks gives me fake. But right now, them two, I'm liking their little couple for the most part, okay? Now, Chloe, this one, she sort of surprised me, but then again, maybe not, because those white girls, when they have jungle fever, as they call it, or when they like black men, they have a certain type of personality. Okay, I'm just saying. And so when she went to saying like, I'm not trying to settle, like, she was asking everybody how they felt about their couples, and she was basically saying like she just want to taste everybody. Like she hoped that they do a kissing challenge so she can get her a little taster, you know what I'm saying, everything. And honestly, I'm not mad at her, because I mean, on the flip side to that, Cairo, who she is coupled up with, was saying how he feels that Chloe is so into him and how he's into Desi and he want to test other shit. So little do he know, Miss Chloe is on the same type of time he on. Okay, so they might be a match made in hell or heaven. Um, so anyway, next up you have Trap, Theo, Michael, and Kimmo. So they all walking, talking, whatever, talking about their girls, talking about whatever going on. Trap tells Mike that he thinks that Desi looks better with him.
What? What?
And my thing is he wants Desi because he thinks she just looks better. It's nothing besides that. would make you feel like she's better with you. Y'all think he just thinks that aesthetically she's a better fit, right? But meanwhile, you have this beautiful girl like Althea, and I'm not saying that one is better looking than the other. What I'm saying is you got a beautiful girl that you're coupled up with that you can get to know, but because you so vain, you want somebody that you think a look nice looking next to, standing next to you, versus what this girl character like, what kind of person she is. Like I hate when you ask a nigga what's his type and it's all about the looks. No, nigga, what character trait are, like when I ask what your type is, it's your character. What kind of character are you looking for? Like shit like that baffles me. But once again, Trap, he seemed like a dude with a downward spiral, child. Um, so Mike calls Trap out. Mike says, because basically Trap says he's really on there looking for love. So Mike says, if you really on here looking for love, then if Desi says that she wants you to stop doing OnlyFans, would you do it? The way that Mike clocked Trap's T Trap, nah, nigga, you ain't looking for love then. Because if you was, you would be willing. You know that your career path, even though that's how you make your money, you have to understand that everybody's not going to be okay with that. And when you really genuinely looking for a partner, you have to be willing to put that down for a person that you care about. Um, yeah, I feel like Michael, out of all the boys, him and Brian right now, them two is my favorite. Like they are the most genuine. As far as like relationships, okay. Um, okay, so this is where we pretty much start to see the couples split off and they kind of have like a one-on-one, like with each other or whatever, kind of talk, get to know each other a little bit or whatever. Whoop, whoop, whoop. But before they started doing that, the girls were sitting down outside, were some of the girls, and Desi turns to Althea and tells Althea that she was like, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of want to talk to what's his name, Trap. Yeah, I want to talk to Trap. Girl, the way that she was trying to act, she was acting like she didn't know that boy name. Mind you, you clocked him from the minute he walked in. So stop trying to act like you don't know his name. And then in her confessionals, she went to popping it, talking about some um yeah, if I want Trap, I could talk to Trap, I'll get Trap or whatever. Bitch, why you ain't say that to that girl face? That's all I'm saying. Like,
Nigga, no.
for real. And if Althea know like I know, she'll let Desi have that nigga. Have him, boo. Have him. Let him be your problem. Shit. He already, they been together 24 hours and he don't disrespect her ass twice. So, I mean, it is what it is. So then the first couple we get to see have a conversation is Brian and Nisa, okay? Right now, Brian and Nisa is my favorite couple, okay? So I really like Brian, right? He's a lot more intuitive than you would think, okay? So when he clocked Nisa's tea, how Nisa got up and she was kissing on Thanos, like, you know what I'm saying? Brian clocked that shit. He was like, well, I'm just trying to figure out like what your intentions are, because I'm just trying to feel like if you really into me, like, you know what I'm saying, type shit. But Nisa basically said that she was into him, and it do seem like their chemistry is pretty good. Um, Now, one thing that did raise a little bit of a red flag to me with Brian was that he told Nisa that his last relationship was 10 years ago, which is cool because sometimes it takes people a while to, you know what I'm saying, especially depending on how strong the relationship was. It takes them a while to want to be in something else serious. I get it. I get it. But he said that he cheated in that relationship. Now, I don't believe in that thing where they say once a cheater, always a cheater, but it does raise a flag that you're capable of doing that. Like when shit get real versus you trying to work it out, your first instinct is to go and fuck something else. Well, that can be a bit of a red flag, okay? Um, but aside from that, I really think that he's genuinely into Nisa, but it's Nisa that I feel like has the wandering eye out of the two. Okay, so then we get to John and Sheila. Now I almost fucking died laughing with this John and Sheila conversation. Okay, so the first thing John says when him and Sheila sits down is, what made you want to me?
You done lost your damn mind. When you get your damn mind, you call me.
And I was just like, what kind of shit is that to say? Like, nigga, just because we coupled up don't mean that I wanted to F you. Like, for real.
Nigga, no.
So, anywho, I think John fetishes Sheila, okay? Because Sheila admits to him that, aside from being a chef, she's a dancer. And so John asks her, like, what kind of dancer is she? She's like, exotic dancer, type shit. Okay. And so John immediately goes, well, that doesn't surprise me. She looks like one of the type that sits courtside and this, that, and the third. And my whole thing is, I can't, like, once again, I can't stand niggas with the mentality of John. Like, he don't want Sheila because he's genuinely attracted to her. Niggas, I don't know, for some reason with black men, they feel like they winning if they get a certain aesthetic of a woman. Like, if once they get a certain amount of money, they feel like they woman has to be a certain type of aesthetic. Sheila asks him what his intentions are, right? He straight up tell her, like, his intentions are to basically F under a rug, under a rock, behind a tree, in a tree, under a cabin, in the cabin, under the bed, over the bed, on top of the bed. He basically want to have sex everywhere, okay? Now, while I like a nigga with some honesty, but damn, like, John is too much, okay? Because then he goes on to tell Sheila, like, I want to be honest with you. I really like you. And at first, for the first few seconds, I was like, okay, well, now we getting to see a humanized version of him instead of this clown ass character. This nigga say, I really like you, but I'm gonna be honest. I want to explore everything in here. Everybody, all the girls. I want to explore everybody. I was like, man, got to be more careful. I'll tell you one thing: a bitch would never be bored dealing with John. Okay, so then he asked Sheila, do you have your eyes on anybody in here? She was like, well, yeah, that's okay. Well, she was like, well, that's okay with me, because, I would have my eyes on a couple of other people. And he was like, you like somebody else in here? She was like, well, and he was like,
What? What?
well, I'm going to tell you right now, Trap has 4 baby mamas. I was just, no, I think he said 4 kids. He was like, Trap has 4 kids. He just went the shade. He just started talking shit about everybody. You feel me? I said, this dude here is a hot mess. He's a hot mess. So, anywho, then we get to Carol and Chloe. Now, to me, it gives Chloe most definitely ain't looking for nothing serious, okay? I won't say it's because she's 21, it's because of the way that she's approaching the situation. She's not taking anybody seriously. And you ask me, out of all the girls, she gives me the smartest. Because if she really is smart, she won't take Cairo seriously. Cairo tells her like he's interested in her, he likes her vibe, but he's also interested in Desi. And for me, I'd be like, that's cool. But a dude like you, I can never when it comes to shit like that, I be like, nigga, I could never take you serious. I will always and forever be side eyeing a motherfucker that told me off bat, like, look, you cool, but I got my eyes somewhere else. Okay, well, fine. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna take your ass seriously either. I don't think I think aesthetically they do look good together, but I don't know if they will work just because of the age difference. Um, and like I said, I don't think Chloe's looking for anything serious, and neither is Cairo. So it is what it is. We'll see how that works out between them. So the next couple we see is Mike and Desi. Okay, so Mike tells Desi that Trap likes her. Okay, which to me it just feels like, okay, well, you kind of like handing her over to Trap on a silver platter. Like, she expressed to him that she was interested in Trap as well. So the fact that you saying like, okay, well, he likes you too, it's like, okay, well, shit, goddamn, he better than me. But at the same time, I do kind of get it though. Like, he wants her to kind of fill out her options and then realize that she really like him, if it even works out like that, child. So anyway, next up we see Trap and Althea. Now I can tell you right now, their personalities just don't mesh. Okay, Trap has a way of deflecting, and I hate guys like this. He have so many red flags about him as a person so far, and this is only on day 2, but he has raised so many red flags. Okay, so Trap admitted that he wanted I mean he didn't admit, he told when Althea asked him about the kiss with Desi or the matchup with Desi, he downplayed it and made it seem like, I ain't pick her, Ray J picked her. You know what I'm saying? He didn't admit to Althea that he had interest in Desi, which I feel like he should have. Everybody else was telling their partner like, hey, I'm interested in this person or that person, we can play it cool or whatever with the whoop. But he trying to convince Althea that, like, you know what I'm saying? He really trying to see what's up with her. When all actuality, he do want Desi. I feel like he should have told her that. Okay? He also deflects a lot, right? So she was asking him about, well, she made Althea made a comment to him about how he looks like a player. You know what I'm saying? How she's like, how she liked the Chemo because of his height, but at the end of the day, she usually go for the player type, which is him, which is Trap. You know what I'm saying? So Trap like, how do I look like a player? You look like a player, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, basically, she looks like she has options, like guys want her too, so she can't, which, while he did have a point, I didn't like the fact that he was using that as a way of deflecting instead of once again expressing the fact that he was interested in Desi as well. Okay. um and also, when she mentioned the fact that he had the kids, he got really defensive. Like, you know what I'm saying? Listen, dude, you got a lot of kids. 4 kids is a lot. Not only 4 kids, but you have 2 different women that you parented these kids with. That's a lot to, that's a lot to deal with when a person is first meeting you. Like, that's a lot of information. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that he got so defensive kind of bothered me, because I'm like, it's really not like the girl said she don't like a man with kids. You know what I'm saying? You had multiple kids. That's something that comes with it when you dating. Some people just not okay with having a lot of kids. You know what I'm saying? But the fact that he said Althea gives him jealous vibes is, to me, he's the flawed person out of the two. Okay. Um, so then we get to see Thanos and Kiera. Now Thanos simply, he don't want Kiera. Okay, unfortunately, he just doesn't. And Kiera, on the other hand, seems like she really likes him. She seems like she's smitten with him. Like, she has a crush on him, and he can tell that she likes him. I feel like he should have just told. I mean, well, in a sense, he did. You have to learn to read between the lines when it comes to men sometimes, because he, in all so many words, said that he only see her as a friend. But then he turned around and like smooched her face off. So while, I mean, he did tell her he wasn't interested in her like that, he still is very misleading, because your words say one thing, but then your actions say another. Okay. So then, next up, we get to see the boys. So everybody's getting ready for tonight's challenge or whatever the case is, and so the boys go to chit chatting a little bit like bitches as usual. So Mike tells Trap that Desi wants him. Once again, why, Mike? Why'd you help and facilitate this? Why? Why? I mean, it's okay to be real about situation, but you volunteering information, okay? Um, Trap tells Cairo or Kimo, however you pronounce his name, that Althea likes him. Now, I think he was doing the most. I think in a way he trying to slide Althea over to Kimo, or trying to get Kimo to go for Althea, because at the end of the day, Althea said that she initially was attracted to Kimo because of his height. She didn't make it like the way that Chop made it out, like Althea just wanted Kimo. She didn't say that she wanted him. You know what I'm saying? She said that she initially liked him because of the height, but it wasn't like somebody that she wanted to pursue. She didn't say that she wanted to pursue Kimo. Um, um, so then everybody goes out, everybody gets dressed, they go out and start to, drink, hang out a little bit or whatever, get ready for the night. So everybody's dancing and everything, and Thanos gets frustrated because he feels like for Kiera to be black, but clearly she isn't full black. For her to be black, she's supposed to have some more rhythm. Poor girl couldn't dance. I guess she looked like she was being tasered by the police. Okay, Thanos, he needs a girl with a little bit more edge. Kiera is too green for Thanos. Um, and so then finally we get to see Ray J. So Ray J comes out making his dramatic entrance already you could tell the nigga ready to fuck some shit up, because the first thing he does when he comes in, he notices that John is holding on to Sheila like the bitch is about to run away. Okay, so Ray J says, "Why you grabbing on her titties like that? Like for real though, John. Why is you grabbing on Sheila's titties like that?" See, John already know Ray J wants Sheila, so I'm cuffing my bitch. I'm cuffing my bitch. Like we good, we good. Just don't know, boy. He just don't know. And then the next thing he says that anybody F you. Anybody F-U-C-K. Really, Ray J, this is a love show, not a freak show, okay? For real. So the night's challenge ended up being truth or dare, aka truth or script. All right. Well, to be honest, I really don't know what trajectory of this game that Ray J was going. It just seemed like he was just giving people random assignments, if you ask me. So Kiara was asked if she had to pick anybody else in the house besides her partner that she wanted to sleep with. She picked Trap. So this is where shit got crazy. So Ray J asked Kiara to go and demonstrate what she would do with Trap. And to be honest, it was the most unsexiest thing I've ever seen. I mean, the way that Trap had the way that they was kissing, Trap tried to grab the little booty. I mean, we thought we was getting somewhere, and then he picked her up and flipped her over. Mind you, she had a dress on, right? But her legs was so stiff. It was like he was handling a dummy. I don't know. It was just embarrassing. Um it was nothing sexy about it, okay? And so then he put um Thanos and Althea together. Mind you, Althea had started feeling a little bit of ways about how Trap was handling Kiara, right? So Ray J tells Althea to go over to Thanos. And so she told them to demonstrate. Now that was a lot sexier, watching Althea throw that ass back, okay? Homegirl got a whole lot of junk in her trunk, but unfortunately it don't seem like Thanos can really handle that. I'm sorry. I don't think he can handle that. But anyway, Ray J then tells Althea to stick her hands in Thanos' pocket and rate the size of his penis. And it was just, when I tell you I was embarrassed for Thanos, because he just looked like he wasn't backing. And I think Althea was trying to be nice because she rated him a 5 on soft. But I don't know if I believe that. I'm sorry. Um, so then Ray J told Sheila to show her tits, which she did have a nice pair of tatas, okay? And so she had to stand there with her tits out while Mike and Trap came over to, I don't know, do things with her. Like Ray J called both Mike and Trap. Mike picked her up, gave her a sensual kiss. Trap sucked on her boobs. You know what I'm saying? Mind you, John was livid. Okay, he was like, "Oh no, y'all doing way too much." Okay, so then Ray J asked John. He's like, "So if you could sneak with anybody else in here besides your partner, who would it be?" And so John said Athena, because she's thick and voluptuous, and again, John do seem to have a certain aesthetic as in women he like. So I wasn't surprised that Athena was his second choice. um so then Ray J partnered John with Althena, right? Maya, she look like, what the fuck going on? Because now at this point it's like a bunch of shit switcheroo going on, okay? So um next thing you know, Ray J then puts Trap and Sheila together, okay? And then Thanos ended up back with Chloe. So then Ray J tells John to go over and kiss Kiara because he heard that John had a crush on Kiara. Now, I must have missed that because I don't remember John ever paying attention to Kiara. And the fact that Kiara said that John was a nice guy, I'm like, honey, have you not been listening to this man talk? But okay, like they couldn't be the furthest difference in personalities. And then they was the worst kissers, mind you. So when they kissed, it was just awkward as fuck. Like both of them is the worst kissers in the house. So then the episode pretty much gets ready to go off after this. The last person that we get to see do a challenge was Chloe. Now, Chloe, to me, had the craziest challenge. But then again, well, it was the craziest. It was the craziest challenge because She was supposed to basically stick her hands in every guy's pants on the cast and rate them from biggest to smallest, right? But my thing is the idea of me having to stick my hands in all of these different dudes' pants, ugh. That's just ugh. So, mind you, the first person we got to see her do this test with was Kimo. And when she stuck her hands, or Cairo, Kimo, whatever his name is, when she stuck her hands in his pants, the bitch, Ray J told the girl to smell it, and the bitch actually, I mean, she took a big sniff whiff, like she actually enjoyed the smell. Child, listen, I was just like, oh wow, like it couldn't have been me. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna stick my hands on all these niggas' hands and take the chance and hope that neither one of all these niggas decided to wash their ass and they dick and balls, cause you got to be kidding me, okay? I don't even know if what's worse, that or having to kiss everybody. But hey, I'm not on the show. I'm just a viewer. With that being said, folks, that is it for this week's episode. I really enjoyed this episode for the most part, just because you really get to see a bit more of the cast members' personalities. So far, I still feel that Michael and Brian are the most genuine guys in the house. Now, out of the girls, I'm still getting a feel of them. Um, to be honest, I don't see none of the girls being there for serious relationships. But we have yet to determine that, to be honest. So with that being said, folks, let me know you guys' thoughts and opinions about this week's episode. With that being said, deuces.